Fucking number 3.
All right, I fixed it, I think.
So how do you know that you can't hear me? Like the little things not jump up and down?
Yeah, it's not putting in your audio waves. So why don't you start over by saying whatever it is that you said to start?
I pretty much just said hello. Hi, Dom. How are you today?
No, you went, what up? Or some gay shit like that.
Yeah, but now you make me sound super homosexual.
All right. It is what it is. There's nothing wrong with being a homosexual.
Oh, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just not particularly wanting to sound like a homosexual today, that's all.
That's understandable. Griff, what's up, man? Did you watch that
Not much, man. Not much.
Did you watch the whole game for the...
I made it to the fourth quarter, and then I was just done. I just couldn't do it. I was excited because the Raiders were killing it. You know, our bet was looking pretty good, basically from the opening whistle. So got me pretty pumped to watch the game, and then fourth quarter came, and I was done.
That's a good point, Griff. That if you guys have been listening along with us on the laying 9.5 with Tommy, we sure shit we laid some points down. We went with the Raiders, and we hit our first bet here with laying 9.5 with Tommy. I feel pretty good about it. What I don't feel good about is what I did Friday, Griff. So I told you all I put down 20 units, 25, 20 units, 40 units, $100. But I put $100 on it. I won, so I had like 187 and some change in my account, and I lost that all on the live roulette game on the FanDuel app in about 35 seconds. So that was cool.
So to your story there, because I remember after you told me you lost it, I was like, oh, you know what? I haven't checked this out yet. So those live blackjack and roulettes are pretty fucking dope, but goddamn, do you lose some money quick on there?
Did you lose your money?
I did.
Oh boy, you fought. Oh boy. I love it.
Hey, you know, it happens. But I mean, I don't know which one I like more. I like the roulette, but the blackjack was pretty sweet. I was watching, so you can kind of like lurk on the hand for a little while, then they kick you off for inactivity. And the dealer is pretty brutal if you make a bad play. He goes, some guy, I don't remember if the guy had aces and he split aces, and the dealer's like, split aces, huh? I don't see that very often. We'll see how this plays out. It was hilarious.
I would have split aces.
The guy actually hit a blackjack and a 20 though. So
yeah, I would have split aces all day.
it was just funny the dealer's reaction. I was like, man, they're coming at you hard here. At least you don't have to worry about like the guy next to you knowing where you live, so you can come like slash your tires for hitting on the wrong number. That's why I never played blackjack in the casino.
It makes sense. All right, so
anyways,
so Griff is super excited today. We're doing AFC North and NFC North today. Pat.
Without the specter of them losing in January yet, because it's still August. So,
Griff,
man, here's my dog saying hello again.
Griff, how do you feel about the Deshaun Watson thing currently with the NFL?
See, that's why the AFC North is so interesting, because it sounds like this dude's fucked and he's done for the year. That's what the NFL is trying to get, unless that's so. The judge passed him 6 games. Now the NFL is trying to say a year. So I'm imagining that means the NFL is really trying to finagle to like a 9 or 10 game suspension. But I mean, it sounds like there's some serious momentum for this dude being done for the year. And now Kareem Hunt wants out of Cleveland. So who the hell knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting with the Kareem Hunt thing coming around. But they still got Chubb there, you know what I mean? So
I still got Nick Chubb. Yeah, we'll get on that later. I threw him in there for some long ass MVP odds because he may be their entire offense.
So you don't like Brissett, huh?
Oh no, I like Brissett as a game manager, but if I should say it like this: if Deshaun Watson doesn't play and the Browns make the playoffs, I think it means Nick Chubb went absolutely bananas if Kareem Hunt leaves. So
that's understandable as well. That's understandable. I don't think Kareem Hunt's
that's why the Browns are just the Browns are like fucking Like it'd be hard to touch them for anything right now because there's just so much uncertainty.
Yeah, I mean there is a lot of uncertainty with it. If this thing doesn't get overturned all the way, I gotta tell you, man, the Browns look good with Deshaun Watson. I think they'll and Kareem Hunt doesn't leave. But do you think part of him wanting to leave has something to do with the Deshaun Watson thing?
I mean, I feel like it has to because there's a lot of. So I think he is in. So I don't know how far into the Kareem Hunt thing you want to get, but we can kind of scrape the surface on it. I think that it's completely fucked that he is doing this to the Browns, a team that gave him a chance to make money playing football again after the entire NFL treated him like he was radioactive when that video surfaced of him, basically beating the shit out of a woman. Cleveland was the only team that gave him a chance. So I think he's upset because this is a contract year for him. So this is his last chance to make some money, which fine, I understand that. But like, you're just trying to hose the Browns now, who basically are the only reason that you're in the NFL. Like, I think it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's funny how quickly they forget when they make mistakes, and these teams go out on a limb and pick them up, and they're like, But again, you or I would never do that in a like. Say we got arrested for something, right? And we had something on a record. And we went to a job interview, and they were like, "Hey, let me give you, we'll still give you an opportunity, even though you have this on your record." A lot of me would never feel comfortable with ever turning my back on that company because how could I? They gave me an opportunity when nobody else would. And I've run into some people over the years that did shit like that, and it fucking drives me bonkers because to me, it's a morals thing. Like Chubb, not for nothing, bro. You're making fucking millions either way. Like, what are you upset about? You know what I mean?
I think he's making like $6 million or something this year, which for a guy that got cut and was out of the league for a year, maybe. Like, yeah, I mean, that's not, we're not talking Deshaun Watson money, but we're talking big money for a running back.
Yeah, you're talking big money for a guy who would have been flipping fucking burgers. You know what I mean? Or playing on a practice squad somewhere making fucking $150 a day. Or whatever the fuck it is that they make on a practice squad. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm with you on that one. I like that take.
Yeah, it's, there's just so much talent. Like, Cleveland's offensive line is arguably the best in the league. So, I mean, and Nick Chubb, without a good offensive line, is arguably, I don't know. I guess, where would you put him? Top 3? Would you put him top 2? Like,
what, for running backs? Like, I would definitely put him top 5, top 10.
Top 5.
I mean,
damn, that low?
That low? I definitely in the top 5 or top 10. You know what I mean? I don't know his statistics offhand, but he's not somebody that always pops to mind. Like, if I'm doing a fantasy draft, he's not the first running back I'm thinking of.
Well, I think, and part of the, the reason behind that, though, too, is because of Kareem Hunt for the last 2 years. It's hard to, it's like picking a running back in New England in fantasy. You might as well just throw that a pick away because you never know which one each week is going to do anything.
Yeah, or the Niners, you know what I mean? So, because the Niners change up their running backs.
But at least the Niners, after like 4 or 5 weeks, there's someone you can relatively count on. But like the Patriots, nope.
Yo, this dog is becoming the star of the show here.
Yeah, she is all about it today. I think she can actually see herself right now. Hey, stop it.
She is wiling out.
You are. You just need to have a moment, all right? Yeah, so it's
well, we've talked enough about it.
I feel like if I had to guess right now, I would say we're not going to see Deshaun Watson this year.
You don't think really?
I feel it seems the NFL, like, it could just be all posturing, but it really seems like the NFL is trying to get him full year.
Yeah, they're so there was so the sale went through for the Broncos today. For Walmart, the guy who owns Walmart's buying it.
Yep.
And Goodell came out afterwards and said that they appealed it because it was quote unquote the right thing to do. again, I don't want to. I mean, we are talking about the Browns, so we can talk about it a little bit, I guess. I don't want to go down this big rabbit hole. But I do want to say this guy, while I don't agree with the quote unquote actions that he had, criminally, he was not found guilty of anything in multiple lawsuits or multiple cases against him. So if he was not criminally found guilty of anything, can he really be held to this, what do they call it? Code of conduct policy or whatever? You know what I mean? Okay, he was arrested for some stuff, I guess, but he wasn't found guilty of anything. So, as far as I'm concerned, that's no wrongdoing. You know what I mean?
I mean, he did. Now, granted, it was with pay, but he did miss all of last season. He is. I don't know. Like, if this is, and it's. I mean, this is like you said. This is a whole different conversation. But like, this is what I don't understand or agree with. Like, so you can be found innocent criminally, but then found guilty civilly. Like that to me, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any logical sense. And so like I don't know. The whole thing is nuts. I'm just trying to base it on football, which is really hard to separate the two because these two stories are so uniquely intertwined right now. It's just it's hard to unravel and talk about one without the other. You know.
Yeah. But anyway, so here we are. Let's start talking about the AFC North. For those of you that don't know, Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Steelers. Pat or Ryan, what I find interesting
Whoa, man, it's two times in a row. Two times in a row.
Well, you know, when you're 168 episodes in with somebody and you start doing a random podcast with your other buddy, sometimes this happens. You know what I mean?
Hey, did you just call me random? I'm a random to you now?
For those of you that don't know as well, Ryan was the best man at my wedding, so he is pretty random. I just picked him up out of a lineup and picked him to be my best man. Pat will tell you he was the best man at my wedding. He actually wore a name tag that said best man.
I was going to say, Pat will not just tell you, he literally made a name badge that said that.
That's a true story. But Ryan, what shocks me about this is that you put these odds out there, and I guess you probably put them in order as to where the odds stood, right?
Yeah.
You put the Ravens first, which is surprising to me. And the reason I say that's surprising, oh no, I guess the Ravens are the favorite in that division, huh?
Yeah, no, I did. I just went by, you probably saw it. The way FanDuel does it, again, thanks FanDuel for the odds. They just go straight down the whole entire league, and then you just pull them out in order. So the Ravens were first. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm surprised that the Ravens are the favorite to win that division after the season the Bengals just had. I don't understand that myself.
Well, especially since they have a quarterback. They have a quarterback that's playing without a contract. You know what I mean? Like that's.
Yeah, but that's his situation is so wildly different because he's his own agent. So like, if he doesn't have a contract, I don't feel like he's ever going to be like disgruntled where he won't play, or B, have a risk of sitting out or anything. Like, I don't think it'll ever get to that. I just think he's in way over his head, and he's just kind of, once football comes, he just puts his head down and does his thing.
So I want to make sure that I understand this as well as the listeners at home. And it seems like you know a little bit more about it. He's playing without a contract, which means he's on his last year of his contract, or his contract has expired and he hasn't renewed it.
No, this is his last year. So like at the after, however the league year is, it's like the week after the Super Bowl ends, he'll be a free agent.
Oh, okay. So he's still under contract with the Ravens.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But he's working on a new deal now.
Yeah, but he's been working on a new deal. This is like the same song and dance as last year, and nothing happened last year because I feel like the obviously part of having an agent is this is their job. Like they know what they're doing. He doesn't want to pay the commission, but there's no commission to pay if you don't have a contract either, especially if you're getting strong-armed by the team, which, hey, Lamar's done good for them, but they've done good for Lamar. So, like, I can't really blame either side. Like, I really hate when people, side with, big business or side with individuals. Like, there's a lot of things out there like, oh, the Ravens are the Ravens are doing him dirty and they're trying to strong arm him. Like, well, it's a business. Like, they're trying to make a business decision. Like, I think we forget sometimes that even though sports are people that we're watching, they're huge businesses. Like, it's just like any other business. They're in it to make the almighty dollar.
How do you feel about Lamar Jackson?
If you asked me that 2 years ago, I'd been like, I feel great about him. But the last 2 years between his football style is just like Michael Vick's, where as you get older and you become more susceptible to getting injured, which has happened to him a couple times. But he just, no one wants to play. No wide receiver wants to play with him. I mean, it's hard. He's a great football player, but he's not a great quarterback right now.
Overrated.
Like was that a sneeze?
I said overrated.
Oh, okay. I mean, I feel like maybe I was just afraid to say that because it's hard to say a guy that won an MVP is overrated. But I mean, you can't really say.
But Cam Newton won an MVP.
I can't say you're wrong.
You know what I mean?
Oh, he is way overrated. I take that back then. He is, yes, I could say he's overrated then.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that they weren't good for that season, but, the NFL is always the good old saying, what have you done for me lately? You know what I mean? And
yep.
Lamar doesn't, he falls into that Dak Prescott, Carson Wentz, these quarterbacks that we've talked about the last few weeks that they do great in the regular season, but when it comes time to really win, they fold under pressure. You know what I mean? And he doesn't play well in big games. Ryan Tannehill, another one. Great during the regular season. You put him in a playoff game, and you're going to get fucking shellacked. You know what I mean? So
great, crazy story here, right? Like, I guess we're talking about his contract, so I looked it up just to make sure that he is, in fact, an unrestricted free agent at the end of this season. So he can do whatever he wants. This is what Lamar Jackson has made. Okay, so now you could say he's overrated, and that is, I feel like I could get on board with you right now for that. But he did win an MVP, and he has been a good player in years past, right? This is what he has made the last 4 years. Now, granted, he's on his rookie deal, and this year is the fifth option because he was a first-round pick. First-round picks have a fifth option for the team. So he has made $5 million, $1 million, $1.5 million, and $1.7 million.
Oh, he's extremely underpaid.
But his number this year, and now it's a big number compared to the rest of his contract, but in quarterback numbers is relatively small. So they backloaded a lot of his contract. His number this year is $23 million, which is still, whether or not,
that's middle of the
being
road.
Overrated is exactly like that's a number that a player of his, quote unquote caliber, he's underpaid, based on the trends in the league right now.
Well, no, see, I would say that he's paid accordingly at $23 million. I would say
if Derek Carr can get $40 million, Lamar Jackson should have $40 million.
That's a wild fucking take, man. That's a wild take. That's a wild take.
How many playoff appearances does Derek Carr have? 1?
I think 2.
Lamar has 3. And last year was,
Yeah, but look at...
I mean, he was hurt half the year last year. But
yeah, but look at the adversity that Derek Carr has fucking dealt with versus the stability that Lamar Jackson has played under. You know what I mean? I think Derek Carr is going to ball out this year. I think he's worth $40 million. Maybe Lamar's worth 30. Maybe. Has it come out yet? What they offered him?
These numbers just fucking balloon so quick. It's hard to even ever say. Like tomorrow, so we could say a number is legit, right? But then Russell Wilson's contract is coming. He's going to be the first actual $50 million guy. So then you'll be like, oh, maybe Lamar is worth 40. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. If Russell has a bad year with the Broncos, he ain't going to get paid, dude. And not for, like, how we're gonna end up talking more about this next week. But how wild is it that he went to that division? Right, you decided to go to
that's
one of
what's
the.
amazing, that division. Oh man, I cannot wait till next week.
That's one of the hardest. It's one of, if not the hardest division in football, hands down. Now, given,
it's the best quarterback division in the history of the NFL.
Yeah, and okay, he played up until now. He played his entire career in the NFC West, right? So with Seattle, and there was years. I mean, last year, the year before, there have been years where those 4 teams in the NFC West were the best 4 teams in the NFL. Especially, hands down, the best 4 teams in the NFC, with maybe the exception of the Packers, because the Packers are always in the talk. You know what I mean? As one of the best teams. But so maybe he's just used to it and didn't want to go to a pushover division. But at the same time, if you have the choice and you're trying to get paid, wouldn't you want to go to a fucking, AFC North division or NFC North division? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, okay, so I get what you're saying. He wanted out of Seattle because Seattle is in full on blow it down to the studs rebuild. But like, where else?
Well, you say that, but then and again, we're getting totally off fucking track here. But you say that about Seattle, but then they just signed DK Metcalf to a huge contract.
Yeah, but I don't. Who's throwing to him?
No, nobody.
Exactly. So I don't even remember the guy's name now. What the fuck is the guy's name?
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Drew Lock's throwing to him, and then Billy Bob Thornton is the running back, and they have the Legion of Flume as their defense now. Like, that defense is terrible now. Like, terrible. Oh, this is next week. I'm sorry.
So anyway, let's get back in the AFC North because we're 25 minutes in and we got a lot to cover here.
AFC North, we haven't started yet. So
yeah, we got the Ravens at plus 160 to win the division. Again, I think that's very surprising. The Bengals are at plus 180 to win the division. Browns at plus 300 and the Steelers at plus 950. What I think is surprising about this, and I haven't gone back to look, but I think this is the first division where all 4 teams are pluses. There's no clear-cut favorite.
I think you're correct. Yep.
Which I think is surprising. If I was a betting man and I was putting money on it, I would put the Bengals to win the division, with the exception of if Deshaun Watson plays the full season.
That's it's such a sucker bet right now. Like, if you get the Browns at plus 300 and Deshaun Watson misses 6 games, that is such a solid bet. A solid bet. Yeah,
for them. I mean, because the problem is, I think the Bengals did a lot on their team to give Joe Burrow more protection, which I think him with more protection just makes him even. Dude, Joe Burrow is he's next level, dude. He's the next Josh Allen. You know what I mean? His second year in the league, his first full season in the league, he went to the fucking Super Bowl, and it was he wasn't out of the game. You know what I mean? There was still a chance for him to win it at the end. So, I think Joe Burrow is the one to watch, but we haven't seen Deshaun Watson play in a year now. Who knows how this guy's going to play when he comes back? Who knows? It might be another year before we see him.
Point the other day, he hasn't played live football now in a year and a half, and that was with a team that was like 3 or 4 wins when he did. So, who even knows? We're saying all this stuff about a dude has a $230 million guaranteed contract. He might come back and be just, Joe Schmo.
Yeah, but he was balling out when the Texans sucked. You know what I mean? He was having an amazing year. So you can't but he also did have one of the best receivers in football. So it's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard. But knowing what we know right now, if you were to go place a bet, I would think the smart money would be the Bengals to win that division at plus 180.
100%. Yeah. When I was writing these down, I actually started with the Bengals because I just assumed they were the betting favorite right now, and I was like, that's weird. How are the Ravens the favorite? I don't see how they're the favorite to win that division.
Well, the Ravens always have
really good odds to make the playoffs, but I don't see them.
The Ravens always have a good defense. Do you know what I think the Ravens' biggest problem is? Their coach making bonehead fucking decisions.
Yeah, he does.
Going for 2 points instead of kicking the extra point at random fucking parts of the game, which I understand, but like he always does it in a close game, and it always fucks him. You know what I mean? You have the best kicker in football on your team. Literally, he is the best field goal kicker in football, maybe ever, next to Vinatieri. You know what I mean? He's up there with Vinatieri. So why are you not letting him kick the fucking football? You know what I mean? You can literally get to the 40-yard line every single time and just kick a fucking field goal. Like, that should be your goal. By the way, nobody can see your face.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. I was looking at my screen.
So, overall playoff odds, we got the Ravens at minus 156, the Bengals at minus 144. The Browns are an even plus 100, which I think is surprising. And the Steelers somehow are at plus 300. Again, it just shows you how wide open this division is. Because...
But what have the Steelers... I don't understand how they could be plus 300. Like, I feel like they line up like they're going to be 5-12, 6-11.
Yeah, but Mike Tomlin has never had a season where he didn't finish 500 or better, ever.
Well, let's see what happens in January, because I feel like that's coming to a screeching halt, unless Mitch Trubisky has some kind of career revival that we just... Yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, if Trubisky is, good, then okay, they could be good. But
yeah, but look at that offense, right? If you look at the offense, which is the most important position on the field, don't get me wrong, but they're stacked at wide receiver. Najee or whatever the hell his name is, Harris. Najee Harris is a nasty running back. So, I mean, they have stuff. Their defense needs some work. But if Mitch Trubisky has a mediocre season, they're right in the mix of things. You know what I mean? They're going to play shit. They're going to play, and we should go through. Actually, I picked the Steelers this week for their win-loss. We'll do that again for the AFC North. But they're going to play the Ravens twice, they're going to play the Bengals twice, and they're going to play the Browns twice. If they split that 3-3, I mean, you only got to get another 6 wins through the other 11 games. So you only got to win half your other games to be 9-6 and potentially make the play. I mean, the AFC is so stacked; it's kind of hard to say that a 9-6 team is going to get into the playoffs with, you know what I mean? But it could happen. It happens in the NFC almost every year.
Well, that's the thing. I don't see that happening in the AFC this year. Unless it's because it's such a great conference, it just becomes a bloodbath.
Well, but I don't. So you say a great conference? Well, I don't see it happening in the AFC in general. I think the worst team that's going to make the playoffs is probably going to be 11-6.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if a 9-win team is not making it in the AFC.
But you never know. I mean, that's the thing about football is you really never know. You know what I mean? All you need is a couple good weeks, a couple bad weeks, and it switches the whole thing around.
Okay, man. So I pulled it up. I legit could see the Steelers starting 1-10.
Okay. We're not gonna get there yet. Let's finish the odds, and then we'll do that.
Dude, it is. Oh my God, their schedule is impossible.
So
okay, we'll get back to that.
So our Super Bowl champ odds, Ravens plus 2,000. Again, I cannot believe that they're above every aspect. They're above the Bengals. Plus 2,200 for the Bengals, plus 2,400 for the Browns, and then the Steelers at plus 7,000. I don't think the Browns, the Steelers to me is like we were saying about the Jets, which your father fucking hated. If you wanna throw a crazy fucking bet, I mean, throw $10 on it. What do you got to lose? $10, or you got $700? You know what I mean? Like,
that's why I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, what's $10? I smoke a pack a day, dude. That's more than $10. But what I find very interesting is that the Ravens, Bengals, and Browns are separated by 400 all the way through to be Super Bowl champs. And what's the best odds right now to be a Super Bowl champ is what? Plus, I got it pulled up.
700, here. I think.
Is the best?
I think it's I think it's the
No,
Bills at plus 700.
at plus 650. So you really, it's not. Well, I mean, I can't believe the Niners have better chance than some of these other teams. That's crazy. With a guy that they've never seen throw a football. But we'll talk more about that next week. Yeah, I think if you were gonna bet on one of these teams to win the Super Bowl and Deshaun Watson only plays 6 games, I put the money on Deshaun Watson. You want to know why? Because those crazy ass stories always happen. He was suspended for the first 6 games of the season. He came back and won a fucking Super Bowl. Fuck Roger Goodell. You know what I mean? Like, didn't Tom Brady do that the year he got suspended for 4 games? He came back and won the Super Bowl that year?
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah, so, go fuck yourself. So I like it. What I would like to see is, and maybe I can pull it up here quickly, is the conference winners, because maybe they don't win the Super Bowl, but maybe they make the Super Bowl. And that's at plus 1,400. So I don't think that's a crazy bet. You know what I mean? I don't think that's a crazy bet at all. But again, we're all about value. So you put $10 on it, you walk away with 140 if they win the Super Bowl.
Or that's why, if we're talking about
it.
value right now, I'd be for the Bengals because you just don't know about the Browns. But
well, yeah, the Bengals are at plus 1,200 to make the Super Bowl again. Again, not a bad fucking bet.
So, so for the MVP, it's the quarterback list here. It's Burrow, Lamar, and Watson. I just wanted to throw Nick Chubb on there because we were talking earlier that if the Browns are good and if Deshaun Watson is suspended, I just feel like one of these years a position player is going to break through, and why not a guy like Chubb? You never. I figure for plus 20,000, like you said, what's $10 on that? If I threw $10 on Nick Chubb and he comes off and has 27 touchdowns and 1,800 or 2,100 total combined yards, I could see him getting an MVP if it's just like a down year for quarterback play.
Well, and that's $2,000 in your pocket. That's the way I look at that.
Heck yeah, I'm down. Heck, by the time the season starts, I'd forgot about that $10 if I put that bet. So
yeah, right. Well,
I thought that was interesting.
Does knowing that Burrow destroyed his ACL in the first year, does that scare you for him getting injured further into his career?
It did last year, but they really beefed up their offensive line. So I feel like now that he's
not only that, wasn't he the most sacked quarterback in the NFL last year?
Yeah, he got sacked like 58 times last year, I think, and it wasn't even close. The second place, for the second guy for sacks. So he was legit running for his life last year. So
all the time, and still made the fucking Super Bowl. That kid's an animal, dude.
Yep.
I'm telling you, I fucking. Woof. The Bengals lucked out.
Joe Burrow's the man.
I fucking just watching him suck down that cigar, man, having a good old time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
All right, so let's get into the Steelers thing.
All right, so we got week 1 at Cincinnati.
Loss,
definitely. Week 2, New England.
Win.
I would say loss. Week 3 is Cleveland, and I don't think no matter what happens, Deshaun Watson is definitely not playing if that affects your pick at all.
So, well,
I still think it's a loss.
Okay, I'm going to go with a loss, even though I think it's 50-50.
Week 4 is the Jets. I would say they would win that.
Okay.
All right, now you ready? Listen to the rest of these games. Week 5, the Bills.
Loss.
Week 6, the Bucks.
Loss.
Week 7, the Dolphins. Loss. Week 8, the Eagles. Loss.
Win.
Week 9, nope. Week 9 is bye. Week 10, this could go either way. Week 10 is the Saints.
Yeah, I'm gonna call that a W too.
Week 11 is the Bengals.
Loss.
Week 12 is the Colts.
Loss.
Then you got the Falcons.
Win.
The Ravens.
Loss.
The Panthers.
Win.
The Raiders.
Loss.
The Ravens.
I said loss on the first one, right?
You did.
I'm going to go win. What are you going
And then
there?
they finish up.
You haven't even been telling me what you're at.
No, I'm at 4 wins.
Okay, you're at 4?
Yep. And then the last week is the Browns.
I'm going to go win.
So it's, what'd you end up with, 7?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you got
Still
4.
respectable. What's that, 8 and 9? So.
Well, and like I said, and Tomlin will squeak one of those out so that he ends up 9-8 again and has a 500 season or better. So I'm not, I'd say they're right there, 9-8 probably. Who knows?
Pretty solid. Right. I just, it's tough to win in the league without a quarterback, and Mitch Trubisky could be the guy, but hasn't done enough to show that.
Whatever happened to Duck Hodges?
Is
he still backup?
He's not even in the league anymore. I don't think, because their backup or third string is Mason Rudolph.
Jeez. All right,
and then they drafted this kid Pickett, but I don't know if he's going to be ready to play. So.
All right, you ready to do the NFC, Ryan? You're going to jerk off all over the place?
I'm ready for the NFC Green Bay Packers. I mean, the NFC North, if you will.
All right.
I don't really need a lot of extra prep on this one, but I'm good to go. Let's do it.
All right, go.
Pull this up.
Go to town, bud. Go to town. I'll let you control the show from here.
All right, hold on. I got to pull up all the rosters and stuff just so I could.
You have
make sure that I'm not.
Oh, geez, you really dove in deep to this one. You didn't do any prep for the AFC, but the NFC been jerking off all week.
I had the rosters pulled up. I just wasn't as intrigued by. I mean, come on, it's the division I watch the most because it's I see them 6 times a year. These teams, so. Sorry, I don't have the. I'm such an idiot. I can't open these right now, so I'm just going to jump right back in.
Jeez, I thought you were prepared for the show. What kind of podcasts are
ready? I didn't have the tabs ready. So NFC North, Packers -170. I think they are the second or third highest odds to win their division, and that of course has. I mean, at this point, I would say it's probably 50-50 with Aaron Rodgers and the fact that their division is just complete garbage. Complete garbage. The Vikings, they broke their trend. I think it was even years going back 6 years. They made the playoffs. Last year they did not make the playoffs. So who knows what to expect out of them? They got a new coach. Unfortunately, they still have Kirk Cousins. So you never know with him. He'll have 27 touchdowns, 9 picks, 4,000 yards, and it will be the most boring football you could watch in the NFL. So you don't really know what you're going to get with him. Then you got the Lions, and here's the thing about the Lions, right? I feel like if the Lions had not even a good quarterback, like if the Lions had I don't know, who's like a middle of the road, take him or leave him quarterback. Like, hey, if the Lions had Mitch Trubisky, I could see the Lions being a 500 team this year. Like Dan Campbell is doing some good things there. Unfortunately, they do have Jared Goff, so they will continue to suck.
So you mean to tell me Jared Goff, who went to the Super Bowl, is a shitty quarterback?
The Jared Goff that went to the Super Bowl might not have been a shitty quarterback. The Jared Goff that is in the NFL in 2022 is a shitty quarterback.
Okay, as long as we're on the same page.
Like, I'm not, we're the same thing. Like, we just said Lamar Jackson is currently overrated. Yes, but he also had 50 touchdowns and won an MVP. So I'm talking about the Jared Goff that is wearing the silver and blue this year.
See, I like the... Okay, keep going. Because obviously in the NFC North, you're not going to pick anybody to win that division other than the Packers. There's no fucking way. Even the Vikings at plus 300, why would you waste your money? You know what I mean?
I don't see it.
Yeah, there's no way. But when we get to overall playoff odds, then we'll talk.
And the Bears, who could be the worst team in the NFL. So
you've said that about 3 different fucking teams so far. So,
well, yeah, I mean they're all competing for who's going to get whoever A+ rookie number 1 is in 2023. That's what we're talking about. I said that about in the 3 worst teams. I said it about the Bears. I said it about the Texans, and I said it about the I don't remember who the other one was, but it's not like Falcons. I said it about like some. Oh yeah, the Falcons. See, I mean, all of those teams could legit have 2 or 3 wins and all be tied for the shittiest pile of shit in the NFL.
See, we went through the Texans last week though, and I had them at like 4 wins, 5 wins. It was not good.
4-2, same difference. You still suck. So yeah, I mean, this is one of those like I think we kind of got into this as we were fondling Tom Brady's. What do we call it? Tom Brady's 9.5 last week. It's hard for me not to be in love with the Packers, but it's also hard for me as just a NFL fan to not say for the division, like, how do you talk about anything other than the team that's won it, 3 of the last 3 years, 4 of the last 5, like 6 of the last 8. Like it's hard to say unless Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, how do they not win that division?
Well, yeah, because the problem is Jordan Love is fucking trash. So
I don't know, man. Hearing some good things out of camp this year.
Yeah, sure. You hear good things every year out of camp, and then he goes and plays in a game, and he fucking can't throw the football. So, he's horrible, dude. Bad decision on the Packers' part there.
It was great first round.
What are you gonna do when Aaron Rodgers retires as this year?
Dude, I don't know how much into that you want to get. That is a super interesting thing right now because Jordan Love is on the I think he's drafted in 2020. He played 20, 21. But he's on the 3rd year of his contract. So next year is the last year of his rookie deal. But there's the player option for the 5th year. And the end of his 5th year would run into when Aaron Rodgers' current contract runs out. So I have this thing that in the back of my head that's like, I wonder if Aaron Rodgers is a devious kind of like
he's a fucking G.
He is. So what if he's now obviously he's still playing to the best, like he's definitely still trying, like he's still win MVP, so it's not like he's out there tanking or anything. But what if he has this thing in his head where his contract right now is set up where he can walk away after next year and it's over? So what if he fucking waits until the Packers make their decision with Jordan Love and then does whatever fucks them the most just to be like, haha, peace, bitches. Like, oh man, I feel like that would be just like this super master plan that he has right now.
Yeah, I love it. I hope he does.
So, yeah, that would be dreadful.
And especially
like, if they end up not picking up Jordan Love's 5th-year option and Aaron Rodgers says, I'm retiring, what are they going to do then? They have nothing. Nothing. That would be bad.
Especially, so like if like say they win the Super Bowl, right? I think Rodgers walks away.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. But hey, you know what? If we're talking in February and Aaron Rodgers retired because he won the Super Bowl, I'm okay with that.
No, you're not, because next year will suck.
I said in February. Get me back at like July, then I'll be Jordan Love. Oh my God.
Well, who knows, man? Jimmy G might be a fucking free agent then, and
Whoa. Sorry.
Whoa.
I almost saw some Taco Bell come up. Oh, sorry. My bad.
Anyway, so overall playoff odds, obviously the Packers are at minus 500. They're almost a shoo-in to make the playoffs. Even if they don't win the division, they're going to get a wild card. There's unless, like Ryan said, Rodgers gets hurt, I don't see them not making the play. Like, there's no way. The Vikings are at minus 110. Now, this is what I think is interesting. The Lions are at plus 410, right? And like you said, the Lions have a decent team, with the exception of what you say, Jared Goff. I think with how bad the NFC is, the Lions could sneak in. And at plus 410, it's not a bad one. You know what I mean? It's not a bad.
Dude, like if Jordan, Jesus Christ, I was thinking about Jordan Love now. If Jared Goff like has the 2019 season, yeah, I could see them sneaking in. Like I don't hate that at all. Like I feel like did you say this about the Lions, or were we talking about an AFC North team? Like this is a team like the Jets, who like no one really shits on like they used to because they're making moves, but like no one is really paying any attention to them. It's it's an interesting team. And then the fact that they have the same odds as the Bears just blows my mind because the Bears stink. Like, do you see? So, who was it? Roquan Smith, basically their best player on their defense now. They offered him a contract that it was basically an insulting contract, and he's like, "I'm out. I want to be traded now." Like that franchise is a dumpster fire right now. Who the hell knows what Matt Nagy is doing? Justin Fields could be good, but he could be.
Can you believe he didn't get fired?
Dude, that's crazy. He basically rode out another year on the job by drafting Justin Fields and saying, "Hey, you can't hold me accountable for this. You know, he's a rookie, and we have to figure it out here." So, I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy. I am so happy the Bears are in this division. So happy. And then out of the Super Bowl champs, the Vikings make the playoffs. I can see it. The Vikings win the Super Bowl. I don't see it. So outside of Green Bay,
I don't see any of them making. Yeah. I think it's funny that you couldn't find anybody else in that division to put in for the MVP race other than Cousins.
So there was nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, I was like, I can't put a Lion and I can't put a Bear. The only other player I could put on there was fucking Dalvin Cook. But it was like plus 40,000 or something. I'm like, listen, I mean, I'm all about long shot bets, but Dalvin Cook is not winning the MVP. Like, that dude will miss 4 or 5 games, so he won't have the stats to win the MVP. It's just there's no one else. Like, I think there was one other division we've done where there was only 2 players, and there's nothing. There's nothing. There is a barren wasteland.
What's the odds for Justin? What's the odds?
Let's see. I don't know if I might have to turn my phone sideways to be able to see that many zeros. So let me see. It's like when you try to type anything over 3 billion on an iPhone, you got to turn your phone sideways to get that many zeros in there. Justin Fields. That's a very interesting question. I bet you there's no way he can't even possibly be listed.
He's got to be listed. I mean, they have fucking Jimmy Garoppolo listed, and he's not even really on a team. Like, he is, but he isn't. You know what I mean?
All right, if I start all the way at the bottom, oh man, they got Drew Lock on there.
Where is it? It's in season awards.
Jesus, they got Jordan Love on there.
Regular season MVP.
He must be plus 30,000 like the rest of these guys. No, he doesn't even list them.
Yeah, no, Jordan Love plus 30,000.
No, we were talking about Justin Fields.
Oh, my bad. No way. There's no way they didn't list a starting quarterback for the NFL.
I mean, it is the Bears.
Yeah, plus 7,500.
7,500?
Yeah.
What? That's like Carson Wentz.
Yeah. How crazy is that? How crazy is that they're comparing this guy to Carson Wentz?
Plus 7,500. Dude, he's got the same odds as James Winston.
Really?
Okay. That is fucking mind-boggling right now.
Well, you know what it probably is, right? Is they put all these guys that are starting quarterbacks in that thing, right? But which is surprising because Davis Mills is a starting quarterback and he's plus 10,000. And Zach Wilson.
Yep.
And Daniel Jones. Holy shit. Baker Mayfield's a maybe. Marcus Mariota's in that group. And then, Jared Goff is plus 15,000 to be the. Oh my God.
Dude, wouldn't you pick Jared Goff before you would pick Justin Fields?
I guess if I was a bet man, why not? You know what I mean? If you're looking for a long shot bet, $1 to win 150 or $1 to win $75. You parlay that with some other shit? Fuck. Can I just tell you how much I love parlays?
Yeah, parlays. Well, that's where the money is, unless you just want to fucking throw down hard on.
I was looking at some. So, let's just real quick, right? We've done 6 divisions, right? And we said that we were going to do this at in the 4th episode. But real quick, we've picked 6 division winners, right? It's the Buffalo Bills. Who else did we pick for division win? The Bengals, right?
Definitely picked the Bucs.
Oh yeah, the Bucs.
Yeah, we both agreed on the Bengals.
We got the Packers. We got the Cowboys.
Well, I had the Eagles.
You had the Eagles as a division winner?
Yeah.
You're fucking wild, bro. All right, we'll do the Eagles. Who was the other one? We both going Colts? Or no, you went Titans.
Titans.
Okay, so that's 3 there, and we got our 3 there. If you were to parlay those right there, oh my god, dude, they stopped letting you parlay division winners.
Oh fucking way.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, is it only making the playoffs? Can you parlay them to make the playoffs?
I don't know. Let's go look. Even if you could, I mean, the fucking odds on this are going to be insane. Where is it?
Yeah, you can do it to make the playoffs.
Make playoffs. All right, here we go. So we got the Bucks, we got the Bills, we got the Packers. Where's Cincinnati in here? Somehow they're not at the top. What the fuck? Where the fuck is Cincinnati?
So our 6 would be plus 700.
Really? That's it, huh?
Yep. Well, they're all minus, like the Bucks, Bills, and Packers are minus 7, 6, and 5. So, I mean, that's not a bad bet though. Like to make the playoffs, those 6 teams.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I mean, I don't see how they don't make the playoffs.
Because shit, even if we throw in who we think will be next week, like that would put mine to plus 1,400.
Who you got? The Rams and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
We got the Titans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all. Yeah.
Dude, I like this bet. We are definitely putting some of these down in our preseason episode.
Well, Griff, I gotta be honest with you. I think by the end, I'm gonna place my bet on our next episode. I'm gonna place it, so that'll be the end part of our next episode. I'm gonna place it, and I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna do $50 on it, and I'm gonna do 2 of them to make the playoffs. I'm gonna do one with 8 teams, and I'm gonna do one with 12 teams, and leave one wild card spot open.
What? Why would you do 12?
Because that's 6 teams in each division, leave one wild card spot open.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put 50 on each, and that's how we're going to start off. Now, remember, we're 1-0 now on lane 9.5 with time. We're 1-0. Real quick, there's some games coming up on Thursday, which will be the day after this plays. I'm not big for betting on preseason. Actually, I don't even think you cannot. Oh, yeah, you can. No, you cannot bet on any preseason games right now on FanDuel for, yeah. I don't see any preseason games. Here we go. So
they're missing a big opportunity there.
So we're not gonna do the next episode's probably gonna come out. I won't be able to do it until next Thursday. So we'll cover all the preseason games until then real quick. We'll just bang them out. So we got the Giants and the Eagles. That's Thursday night. The Giants are minus 2.5. How do you feel about that? I'm going to go with the Patriots at plus 2.5 all day.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you say the Giants and the Eagles?
No, the Giants and the Patriots. My bad.
Okay. I see. That's the only reason that's tough is because New England is. I bet you the Giants for that.
You really think the Giants are going to win that, huh?
The Giants are not a great team. They have more players that are trying to win spots. They got more to prove. I see them giving a shit more than the Patriots.
How does this one tickle your fancy? The Titans and the Ravens. The Titans are plus 3.5.
See, that's a tough one too, because neither of those teams really give a shit. Like, they don't have any reason. They're going to be playing some rookies and practice squad guys. That's a tough one to call. If you were putting me on a spot right now, I would go with the Ravens.
Jeez, man, we are opposite on both these fucking things. Falcons and Detroit. Detroit's plus 1.
Detroit all day.
All right, we'll pick Detroit there. Oh, back. Oh fuck. So we got Detroit at plus 1. We got the Browns and the Jaguars. I think. Well, listen. After watching with the Jaguar, I'm picking the fucking Browns, dude. After watching, they're plus 1.5. I was going to
say the same thing.
Yeah, after watching what they did against the Raiders, dude. The Jets and the Eagles. The Jets are minus 1.
I'm going with the Jets just because I that's another young team. A lot of guys trying to find their spots. They're trying to work out some draft picks. I like the Jets.
We had the Cardinals and the Bengals. The Bengals are minus 2.5.
See, here's why I like the Bengals, because the preseason offensive linemen play more, especially, and it could vary from team. Like, we could watch the game and I could be completely wrong, which whatever, who cares? But I think they have 3 new offensive linemen they're trying to work in together, so they're going to want to give them some game time. So I could just see them owning the line of scrimmage and winning that game.
We got the Packers and the Niners. Packers are plus 2.5.
Yeah, this game is not in January, so I'm going with the Packers.
See, I'm going to go with the Niners here, only because Rodgers isn't going to play. Love is probably going to play, and he's garbage. So, who knows what quarterback they're going to roll out for the Niners? Maybe if Jimmy G plays, because he's technically the backup, he's going to fucking light up that second string. So, I'm going with the Niners all day. We got the Chiefs at the Bears. Obviously, the Chiefs. Panthers at the Commanders. This is going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah. Who's going to play? Is Darnold playing? Is Baker Mayfield playing?
I bet you Baker plays because he's not technically the starter, or they're going to split reps. But Carson Wentz isn't going to play, so I think I'm going to go with Carolina at plus 2.5.
I like it.
You got the Colts and the Bills. This one, I don't even think we should touch because nobody of any value is going to play in that game.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Seattle and Pittsburgh.
We'll take the over in that one. It's fucking 34 points.
All right, deal. We got Seattle and Pittsburgh. Seattle's plus 3. Talk about dog shit.
Yeah, fuck. I'll take the oh god. I was gonna say I'll take the under. I could see that game being like 12-7 or some shit.
You want to take the under, huh? All right, we'll take the under. The Dolphins and the Bucks. The Dolphins are minus 1.5, and that's surprising because the Bucks are at home. I mean, it's a preseason game, but I think you got to go with the Bucks, huh?
But who's gonna? I mean, the Bucks literally aren't going to play anybody. Maybe no one. No one's going to play. I'm going with the Dolphins.
All right, we'll go with the Dolphins. I don't like it, but more dog shit. The Saints and the Texans. Shit. I'm gonna go with the Saints minus 1.5 just because the Texans. Yeah. Who knows?
All right.
The Cowboys and the Broncos. Cowboys are plus 2.5. I almost want to go with the Broncos because I'm wondering if Russell Wilson will play a little bit.
You feel like he has to play like a series or two, right?
Yeah, and probably score a touchdown easily. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I'm gonna go with them, the Broncos. We got the Rams and the Chargers. The Chargers are minus 3.5, which is surprising because they play in the same fucking stadium. So is it really home field advantage?
Yeah, definitely not.
I don't really want to touch this one either.
Yeah, I mean that's a big spread for a preseason game for 2 good teams too.
Fuck it, I'm going with the Rams.
I was gonna say if I had to pick, I would go with the Rams.
They're getting points. Fuck it. And then we got the Vikings and the Raiders. Watching what the Raiders did last week, they're minus 3.5. I'm going to take the Raiders. They look fucking
Raiders
phenomenal.
All day. Yep.
So Griff, I put all these picks that we just said in here. I went with some of yours. I went with some of mine. I'm gonna go over the bet slip with you. I got the Giants at -2.5, Tennessee at +3.5, Detroit +1, Browns +1.5, Jets -1, Bengals -2.5, Niners -2.5, Kansas City +3.5, Carolina +2.5. The over in the Colts Bills game at 34. The under in the Seattle Pittsburgh game at 36. The Dolphins -1.5. The Saints -1.5. Denver -2.5. And the Rams +3.5. Raiders -3.5. That bet right there is. I want to make sure I read this right. 3,027,1295.
You were doing a fucking 16-legger there?
Yeah, I'm gonna log into my FanDuel account right now, and I'm gonna bet whatever it'll let me bet on that. And if it hits, we're gonna fucking retire. And so far, we're 1-0 on the show. So I have like 12 cents in my FanDuel account. That should be more than enough to place this bet. I do this almost every week with football games. I do like 10-leggers. I never hit one, but one of these days I'm going to get it all right. And it's going to be fun. Oh my God, dude, it cleared my fucking bet slip. Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Oh boy. All right, I got to redo it. I want to tell the listeners at home where we got to be to make this hit. Do we have the Browns? Yeah, we had the Browns. We had the Jets. We had the Bengals. We had the Niners. We had Kansas City. We had Carolina. We went over in the Colts game, right? Under in the Seattle game. We had Miami. We had the Saints. We had. Did we pick the Cowboys game? Yeah, we picked the Cowboys, right? Oh no, we picked Russ because he was playing.
Yep.
Did we pick the Rams game? Yeah, we took the Rams at 3.5, and we took the Raiders. All right, so 0.01. I cannot place this bet because.
Is it not enough?
Yeah, I have to bet at least. Oh no, there we go. 9 cents. Oh, I might be able to bet a whole bunch of money on this. 0.96. All right, so I have 96 cents in my account. I'm going to place this bet. If it hits, we're going to win $31,000. It's been placed.
It's pretty good.
It'll be awesome if it hits, boys. If it hits, we're going to have a fucking party on the next show. And let's go. Preseason's here. We're probably going to put out the next episode Friday morning of next week. I don't know what date is then. Looks like that would be the 19th. And then that gives us 2 weeks before or 3 weeks before the start of the season.
Yeah. So last thing though, we got to want to get our picks in for the divisions. So.
Oh yes,
we got
the
AFC North.
Bengals.
All right. So I'm gonna assume that you got Bengals.
Packers.
You got Ravens next, or the?
No, yeah. Bengals, Ravens. Fuck, man, this is so hard. Bengals, Ravens, Browns, Steelers.
All right. And so Packers, and I'm gonna do mine. So now I got the AFC North. I am going with the Bengals also, and then I'm gonna take the Browns, then the Ravens, then the Steelers.
I like that one.
All right, so
I like that.
North.
The real question about the Browns, like, here's the thing, right? I would go Bengals, Browns, Ravens, Steelers, only if Deshaun only gets suspended for 6 games. You know what I mean? What are you, somebody in your house?
I agree with that. I mean, no, it's Bo is hating on Dublin.
Nice.
Trying to attack her. He's an attack bulldog. Everybody should have one.
All right, so then
I see that their roster has a lot of talent, so I can see them, finishing decent enough. And the Ravens could also. I think the Ravens were like 9-8 last year, so I could just see that being another thing this year. So,
this one, the NFC is exactly the way it's laid out: Packers, Vikings, Lions, Bears.
Bears, and here's the thing, right? Like the Packers fan in me wants so bad to say that the Vikings are going to finish in third, just because I hate the Vikings more than I hate any team in professional sports. But I don't know, like, I mean, what the fuck? Oh, God, I'm so torn. It's whatever I type. All right, so I'm doing Packers, Lions, Vikings, Bears.
Here, you want to hear?
I'm going for it.
You want to hear a hot take, Ryan?
All right.
I bet you the Lions beat the Packers at least once this year.
I mean, it's not really a hot take because I think yet again this is 3 out of the last 4 years, or Jesus, Bo, stop it. 4 out of the last 6 years. Green Bay plays the Lions week 18, and that game normally means completely jack shit to the Packers. Like that's what happened last year. The Lions beat them in week 18 last year. So
I don't. Okay, I take back because I'll say that the Lions beat them in a meaningful game.
So you think they're going to beat them early in the season then? Then again, then I could just be being like, oh yeah, it won't be meaningful at the end of the season because Green Bay, yeah. So,
and by meaningful, I mean you could break it down to it's going to knock them out of the number 1 seed or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they play November 6th is the first game, and then they play the week 18 game.
So is that week 8 or 9?
It is week. Let's see, 2, 4,
it's gotta
6,
be
8, 9.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll see. All right, man. Number Niners. Ryan?
I say a good lay.